Alrighty, welcome race fans to another edition of KMA Thursday Night Thunder here at Daytona International Speedway. We are waiting for the drivers to finish up their qualifying efforts. You'll be able to see that up in the left-hand side when the light goes from green to a checkered status. Qualifying will be over. In the meantime, we are here at Daytona Beach, USA. Track temperature tonight, 72.68 degrees. Altitude of 36.52 feet. Track length just under 2.5 miles at 2.479 miles. Again, we are at Daytona International Speedway, and this is Thursday Night Thunder, brought to you by KMA Racing, KMA TV, and in part by RTK Motorsports. Once again, the weather outside, very nice, 72 degrees. Slight bit of humidity out there. Be waiting for our leaders to finish up their qualifying efforts. Once they finish up their qualifying efforts, which looks like they just did, went checkered there, and now we're in a yellow status. So we'll be waiting for those drivers to line up. And once they do, we'll jump out there and get that qualifying order up there. Good evening to you, Miss Becky Whitmer. How are you this evening? Alrighty, looks like qualifying times are in, and it looks like the number 22 of John Rogers has taken the pole with a 49.178. The number 02 of John Daniels takes the outside lane with a 49.204. Inside lane, Chris Hogue with a 49.225. Outside lane, starting fourth, is Robert Wright with a 49.232. Fifth, we have Brandon Harder with a 49.261. Sixth, Brandon Jenkins with a 49.278. Seventh will be Dustin Ward with a 49.319. Eighth will be Larry Mullenix with a 49.320. Ninth will be Wade Lamar with a 49.377, followed by the 24, starting 10th, Jerry Rice. Hopefully that's not the football player Jerry Rice. Be cool if it was, but Jerry Rice rolling off 10th tonight. Rolling off 11th is going to be Jason Eisenhower with a 49.417. Rolling off 12th, Gary Whitmer Jr. with a 49.557. 13th will be Regan Parent. 14th will be Ryan Kuhn. 15th will be Ryan Gavel. 16th, Christian Cookson. 17th, Jake L. Johnson. 18th, Michael R. Mueller. 19th, Jeffrey Smith. 20th, Lee Staples. 21st, Dan Johnston. 22nd, Cale Conley. 23rd, Wyatt C. Martin. 24th, Ted Emmenheiser. 25th, our owner, Scott Kolovic. 26th, I'm showing is invalid. 27th, and there's 26th. John Dash will be rolling off 26th. NASCAR 4 will be rolling off 27th. 28th, Rocky Boyd. John Henderson, 29th. And rolling off 30th, Rex Knopick. Uh, 32nd, Chris Wellborn. 33rd, Chad Sainsbury. 35th, Lucas Harper. Kevin Scott Nelson back in 37th. Ronald Klein in 37th. The rest of the field, folks, I'm sorry, we just don't have time to get through the rest of the field. We are live. We've taken the green flag. Try to get through some of the drivers. There's too many invalid drivers there. Looks like the number 22, John Rogers, out to an early lead. John Rogers down on that inside lane with the 0-2 of John Daniels. The number 53 on the outside, Robert Wright, Number 6 of Chris Hogue down on that inside lane. Number 808 of Brandon Jenkins. A lot of unfamiliar names out here tonight. We'll be going through the field and talking about a bunch of these drivers off and on throughout the evening. Hopefully get a good chance to talk to good folks out there watching on KMA TV tonight as well. Maybe throw you guys some trivia as we watch that outside lane being pushed by the 808, the number 53, trying to make his way towards the front. Getting a little close there, doing a little bit of side drafting. A little bump back there. Not sure exactly which car that was. We're looking at about 7 cars back. The car on the outside lane looked like there was a little bit of bump in there. Don't need to see that early. Hopefully won't be like that. Like to give a big shout out there on that KMA TV chat to two of my favorite people, Becky Whitmer, Ted Emmenheiser. Good evening. Sorry to hear about your woes there, Ted. Would have loved to see your race tonight. As we watch this field go around and around this 2.5 mile speedway. Oh, cars getting sideways. We're going to have a caution, folks. That was a very unfortunate incident. Gonna go ahead and back that up. Take a look. Looks like the wreck has already started just a little bit here, so I'm going to back it up just a little bit further. And I'm going to go into chopper mode. To stop it here, I'm going to go to the number 53 car. As soon as I can find it. Sorry for the delay. There we go. Then I'm going to go chopper. Oh, it looks like the 53 and the 02 kind of just get together. Unfortunate incident for a lot of cars, folks. A lot of cars caught up in that. Let's back that up just one more time. Gonna give you one more view. As we watch them get together, and then it's just mayhem. As we have a bunch of torn up race cars, unfortunately. Jump back live. And we will jump down to pit road. And see a bunch of cars on pit road right now. A bunch of cars torn up, unfortunately. Go ahead and show you our current running order once they get out of pit road and get straightened out. Oh, his two cars just get together as one of them was leaving pit road. All these cars getting service and getting back out onto the racetrack. Unfortunately, just 5 laps in the books as of right now. Go ahead and jump up to our leaders. And I'm going to bring up that running order. Running order not exactly straightened out yet. Give that a couple minutes to straighten out. Let it go through the one too many click. Let them go through the start-finish line, get all straightened out, and we'll figure out who's sitting exactly where. While we've got this opportunity, gonna go ahead and run our first commercials of the evening. Alrighty, fans, welcome back, and hope you enjoyed those commercials. Hope it made you hungry and feel like you need to go get your car worked on. Well, we've got a quick second. Don't get a chance to bring Scott in as a racer very often, so I'm going to drag Mr. Scott Kolovic up in the booth with me real quick. Scott Kolovic, this is Ron Klein up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing very well, sir. How are you?
Excited to be back here on the track.
Well, that's exactly what I wanted to talk to you real quick about. I know we have a very short period of time here. Wanted to talk to you about you getting back on the track. Haven't seen you out here in quite some weeks now with your personal life going on. A lot of stuff. Busy, 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 busy. But finally get to see you back out on the track. How's it feel?
Oh, as much as the guys doing 4 hours.
Alrighty, and a little unfortunate incident there. Were you able to make it through without getting any damage?
Same as actually track, and I'm good to go. Back there.
Awesome, good to hear. Well, I'm not going to take any more of your time. Hopefully, I'll get to interview you later on.
Ready, copy that.
Best of luck. All right, folks, our very own Scott Kolovic out there racing on this evening in the number 69. As we are double fouling, we are going to be going back to green here very soon. Going to be pulling up some Daytona track facts here, so we can play some trivia games for those of you that are watching out there. All right, 2x2. The pace car ducks in. Green flag is out. The 22 starts to scoot away. He is followed by the 808 of Brandon Jenkins and the 35 of Brandon Harder. Again, some names we're not really familiar with, folks, but I'm sure as some of you may know, this is a open room tonight. This is kind of a recruiting room, so we look for talent out of the guys that come into this room. We keep it to one night a week right now. We don't want to have tryouts in our actual league races and chance somebody getting taken out. But the 808 of Brendan Jenkins has found his way around the number 22 of John Rogers, as well the number 23 of Dan Johnston. John Daniels sits out on that outside lane again. John Rogers currently third in line. Number 34 sitting out there, NASCAR 4, kind of a strange name. Not careful here, the 02 might end up getting taken 3 wide if he leaves the door open like that again. So it looks like right now we have 2 distinct packs. And more than likely we're going to have a pack of cars that are lagging quite a ways back. That being that of Scott Kolovic and Gary Whitmer Jr. hanging way back. Usually Scott likes to hang back a little ways to make sure that they can stay out of trouble in case they're in case there are some complications, caution flags, whatnot. But hanging back a little further than I thought they would be. Go ahead and get up that compare. Scott Kolovic currently 3.6 seconds off the lead. I'm sorry, 3.5 seconds off the lead. Go ahead and jump back up to our leader because that's where the action more than likely is. 808 has found his way out front, the 808 being Brandon Jenkins, the number 23 of Dan Johnston, followed by the 34 of NASCAR 4, then John Rogers sitting currently in fourth place. John Rogers always seems to be up towards the front. Looks like that outside line is starting to develop a little bit. Looks like a bit of net code with the O2 there. Alrighty, so for some track facts, as we see that outside line starting to close the gap in on that inside lane. Not much changing up front. The 808 still leading with the 23 pushing. The number 22 on the outside lane now, trying to make that outside lane go forward. That outside lane just cannot seem to get it together. So my first trivia question of the evening would be, what driver has won 105 NASCAR Cup Series races but only one Daytona 500? Answer that correctly up in that KMA TV chat, and I'll let you know if you were correct or not. Brandon Jenkins out there in that first position, started sixth. He's led 7 laps. As we start to walk through the field here, taking a look at each driver. Then you got Dan Johnson, started 21st. He's up to second place. The 22 of John Rogers started first. He's back in third. Kevin Scott Nelson started 37th all the way up to fourth position. Call it fifth now. The number 34 of NASCAR 4 started 27th position, working his way back up. And you have Michael Mueller, who started at 18th, currently sitting in 6th position. John Henderson started 29th. He's currently 7th. Ryan Kuhn started out in 14th position, currently 8th. The 02 of John Daniels started 2nd, currently back in 8th position. The number 7 of Wade Lamar started 9th, currently 10th. Number 20 of Christian Cookson started out 16th, back there in the 11th position. Fall back just a little bit. Jerry Rice, the famous football player, not sure if that's him or not, but Jerry Rice Started 10th, currently sitting in 12th, just under a second behind the leader. We move on to Chris Hogue, started 13th. He's currently 13th. Started 3rd, currently 13th. Lee Ryerson Jr. started 39th up to 14th. Danny Rudy started 43rd, currently in 15th position. And you got Gary Whitmer Jr., who started 12th, currently sitting in 16th position. Scott Kolovic started 25th, currently back in the 17th position. Robert Wright started 4th, back in 18th. Robert Wright was involved in that early incident. Then the 27 of Dustin Ward started 7th, sitting in 19th position, 7.5 seconds back of the leader. And we pick up the pace car for some reason. Regan Parent started 13th, back in 20th, 14 seconds back from the leader. Then you have Joel Guy, started 38th, currently 21st. Jumping back to Jason Eisenhower, he's 16 seconds back off the lead. Looks like he's got considerable damage to the rear of that car. Currently sitting in 22nd position. As we have a lead change, looks like John Rogers has taken the lead. If you look at the top of the screen there, you'll see that John Rogers is now the leader. Brandon Harder started 5th. He's currently 23rd, 17 seconds off the lead. 47 of Larry Molinex has put it on pit road. And that takes us back to the leaders. John Rogers leading on lap 20 of 100. If I had a bell, I would ring it for you, Becky Whitmer. David Pearson is the correct answer. So, all right, for those of you who are watching out there, then I'm going to say by lap 65. That'll give you some time, maybe some pits, and just in case there's an accident and whatnot. On or before lap 65, if you can correctly pick the winner of the race tonight, I will send you a KMA Racing KMA TV t-shirt of your choice and size. We'll continue with some more trivia after we check out some more of the field here. Pack of cars. Lead pack of cars is looks like about 13 strong. So 13 cars sitting up there. And then after those 13 cars, it's Danny Rudy about 6 seconds back, and Scott Kolovic and Gary Whitmer about 11 seconds back, with Robert Wright and Dustin Ward. Alrighty, so the next question . Only 2 drivers have won the Daytona 500 and the Indy 500. Who are they? Here's your next question. Only 2 drivers have won the Daytona 500 and the Indy 500. We go inside the cockpit of John Rogers, currently leading. John Rogers now leading 13 laps. As we watch the front of this field mixing it up, looks like the number 34 maybe trying to get a run to the outside, get down in front of the number 22 of John Rogers. And we've got a car into the wall. We're watching it live. The 34 getting into the wall there. That will bring out the caution flag. Let's go ahead and back that up. Looks like we're going to see just a little bit of this. I'm going to jump it up the chopper view. As we see the 34, oh, the 98 looks like he bumper hooks. The 34 gets into a few cars. Maybe not a lot of cars torn up. This is the caution that the guys that were running towards the back of the field were worried about, and got a bunch of torn up race cars again, unfortunately. John Rogers is being shown currently as our leader. We are on lap 27 of 100. Now this is not exactly in the best place for pitting. They would be looking more towards lap 30, so I would expect to see a few people probably duck in, get some fuel, and then with one to go, they'll probably duck back in and top off. Becky Whitmer out there on that KMA TV chat. I can't get you. Foyt and Andretti are the correct answers. I'm gonna have to come up with some new ones. I have to find a different page. Great job on that trivia there, Becky Whitmer. As we see the leader coming into pit road, this is definitely no mystery. Figured most of these guys were going to go ahead and pit. As we watch most of the cars come down pit lane. So far, John Rogers is our leader. We got 28 laps out of 100 complete. We've had 6 lead changes and 2 cautions for 5 laps so far. We'll continue to add to that total of caution laps here as we continue to pace till we go back to green. See all the cars exiting off of pit road. Gonna go ahead and see if we can get a quick chat in. One of our drivers out there. Lee Ryerson Jr., this is Ron Klein up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing? Were you able to miss that wreck there? We saw it happened kind of right up front. Didn't get the leaders, but I noticed that you were right there behind the right behind that whole deal. You were kind of the last car in that pack. Did you come out of it clean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The first one, not so much, but not too much damage, so that was good. So I didn't have to use a fast repair, but made it through the second one, nice and clean.
Copy that. As we walk around the number 125, we do see just a little bit of right front damage and a little bit of air, little space in the hood. Talk to me real quick about the 125 and New Jersey paint job.
Yeah, it's that's where I'm from. A lot of times I like to represent where I'm from, and I enjoy the cars, and sometimes trading paints puts me in different. So I don't know what the paint booth wants me to use that day.
Now, copy that. You guys just pitted with at on lap 28. Now that it doesn't really put you in the best of pit windows. Are you guys gonna pit again, or are you guys willing to share that strategy? Are you gonna pit again before you guys go back green, or are you gonna stay out there?
I'm gonna stay out here, see how it goes. Hopefully we can, do a green flag pit stop. It shouldn't be that bad. And I can use my fast repair towards the end and get it all cleaned up, and then I'll have a nice, good aero car going.
Well, copy that. Best of luck, and hope to talk to you later.
I appreciate it, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it up there in the booth.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Alrighty, let's grab one more driver while we're under caution. Chris Hogue, Ron Klein up here in the booth. Buddy, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I sure do.
Well, talk to me about your evening so far. A lot of ups and downs. Didn't see you involved in any of the cautions, but I can't see everything. Have you managed to keep her clean tonight?
No, I got caught up in that first mess, so I had to go to my backup car, and I'm just looking to stay clean from here on in if I can.
Well, we're taking a walk around that RTK Motorsports black machine that you got there with the stars and pretty good looking paint job. I'd like to give a shout out to the guy that painted that for you.
Uh, well, yeah, the guy that painted that for me is me, myself, and I.
Hey, right on. Well, I wanted you to let the fans know who painted that, and pretty fancy paint job you got there. It looks real good, especially here under the lights. So how do you see the rest of the race going?
Well, I'd like to see it go green the rest of the way, and hopefully have a top 10 finish out of this thing.
Copy that. Now, about to let you go, but you got any teammates out there? Are you going to be working with anybody?
Yeah, I got Gary Whitmer, but he's there on the back, and hopefully we can get together and work together.
Copy that. Well, it looks like we're about to go back to green flag racing, so I'm going to let you go, and I'll talk to you later.
10-4, Ron. Talk to you later.
Alrighty, as we are getting ready to go back to green here. Pace car is off, green flag is out, leaders are off. Chris Hogue may have not gotten the best of restarts. The field's sort of spread out during that run. And we are already back under caution. That can't be correct. Something has gone wrong. Give me just a few moments, folks. No, we were under caution. I thought something had gone wrong, but we were under caution. Go ahead and see if we can bring up what may have brought that out. Already, as we watch the number 25 of Regan Parent. Gonna swing it around, and here we go. Oh, it looks like... Let's back that up one more time. From a slightly different vantage point. Gonna go to chopper mode, actually. Oh, the 34 gets in the wall. The 11 gets into him. 25's involved. Unfortunately, Scott Kolovic involved. What a heartbreaker there on lap 33. 34 getting into that outside wall. Gonna see quite a few cars on caution or on pit lane again. Gary Whitmer Jr. possibly in and out of pit lane already. No one else coming into pit lane. No one coming off of pit lane. Current running order showing Jenkins in first, Rogers in second, Lamar in third, Hogan fourth, Eisenhower fifth, Harger sixth, Ryerson Jr. in seventh, Daniels in eighth, Whitmer Jr. in ninth, and Wright in 10th. Guy 11th, Nelson 12th, Ward 13th, Henderson 14th, Johnston 15th, Kolovic 16th. Parent, Kuhn, Cook, and Rude may all be on pit road. We'll have to check the running order once again. Back under caution already. Let's go ahead and bring up one of our favorite admins, Joe Guy. This is Ron Klein up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy on you, Ron. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. Unfortunately, we had a very unfortunate quick caution there. How are you doing tonight? Have you managed to stay clean through these cautions so far?
The first caution, I got caught up in it and got a little front end damage, but I did not have to use my backup car, so I think I'm pretty good. I've been able to keep up with the pack, and that's mainly all I'm gonna try to do for the next 50 or 60 laps is just to hang out around 10th place and then hopefully push to the front in the last bit of laps.
Sounds like a good plan. A lot of newer drivers, a lot of unfamiliar names tonight. Is that what's causing some of the issues tonight?
I think so. We being an open room, we're not familiar with all the drivers, and we don't know the skill set of them for drafting and pushing. And there's a lot of, unknowns here and people's driving styles and how they take corners and stuff, so forth. So unless you're around drivers that you're used to, you have to be a little bit more cautious.
Copy that. We've seen a couple unfortunate incidents. Don't like to see anybody get caught up into anything out here, especially KMA drivers. But I got to give you a quick shout out. Love that City Chevrolet paint job. One of my favorite movies. Talk about it all the time, but still got to give you a shout out. So, as you guys are getting ready to go back to green, what's the game plan for the next, we'll say, 30 laps? That'll take you to 95.
Just hang out with my KMA teammates and make a quick stop, hopefully with all of us together, and then go as a pack to the front.
Alrighty, copy that. I appreciate your time and hope to talk to you later.
Roger that.
Alrighty, Joel Guy in the number 91 City Chevrolet as we get ready to go back to green flag race, and the pace car is off. We are green. Number 6 of Chris Hogue on the back of the number 22. Gonna have to decide if he wants to push on him or not. That 808 car driven by Brandon Jenkins and the number 7 of Wade Lamar continuing to put down some decent laps and continue to stay out front. That outside lane just not really working very well. We see the number 5 car inching closer towards that front. Gary Whitmer may have decided that no longer wants to be in the back of the field. He is 4th on that inside lane, moving up with teammates Lee Ryerson and Joel Guy. Tag along on the bumper of the 808. Watch this field as they come down the backstretch. Little wiggly squiggly on the backstretch here. That outside lane still can't seem to move forward. Number 7 of Wade Lamar and the number 35 of Brandon Harder. Oh no, and we have a big wreck. Gonna have to back that one up, folks. As we're riding along with the leaders, it looks like melee broke out. Have to back that up one more time. Gonna jump back down to chopper view. As the number 7 gets into the 35. And it takes a bunch of cars out in the process. This is not going to be good, folks. A lot of cars caught up in this one. Joel Guy, we can see in the picture there. I saw Gary Whitmer Jr., saw Scott Kolovic. A lot of cars caught up into this one. as we see pit lane filling up. Watch as these cars come up onto pit road. That is a definite, Becky Whitmer. There was definitely a sandwich there. I think a couple of sandwiches actually. As we see one car, number 21, leaving pit road. The number 808 sitting on pit road. Joel Guy very damaged. Number 47 with slight damage. Chris Hogue bringing it down. Looks like Chris Hogue's got some damage. Number 72, Ryan Kuhn. A lot of cars on pit lane, folks. Gary Whitmer with a ton of damage. Lee Ryerson looks like he must have used the backup car. He is out on the track. We will continue to walk through the field to see who's left. Not a lot of cars out on the track at this point. Just a lot of cars still on pit road. The number 7 car still on pit road. The 808, the 35, the 02 all on pit road. The 72 of Ryan Kuhn coming out of pit road. The number 20, number 47, then on to Chris Hogue. Looks like Scott Kolovic is still out there. A few more cars coming down pit road. Wow, folks, this has unfortunately taken a ton of drivers out of the race. Lee Ryerson Jr. currently being shown as your leader. Then it's John Henderson, Regan Parent, Scott Kolovic, Dan Johnston, Chris Hogue, John Rogers, Ryan Kuhn, Robert Wright, Dustin Ward, John Daniels, Christian Cookson, Joel Guy, Brandon Harder, Kevin Scott Nelson, Brandon Jenkins, Wade Lamar, these are all cars that will eventually go laps down. That caution took out a lot of cars. Go ahead and grab Joel Guy. Joel Guy, Ron Klein up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Ron.
Well, you're back out there. Did we have to get the backup car out?
Yeah, we had to get the backup car out. It blew, and I'm a lap down.
Well, that's very unfortunate that you're a lap down. Very unfortunate the whole thing was very unfortunate. Took a lot of cars out of the race. Damaged a lot of cars. We went from, I don't know, 15 plus cars to, I believe, down to about 10 or 12 cars now. Do you expect the race to go clean now from to the end with the limited amount of cars that are out there, or do you expect one more chance at glory here? Because at this point, with the super speedway, about your only chance of getting your lap back is for that caution flag to come out.
Yeah, I think we're going to have at least one more caution. I'm hoping I'm not caught up in it. I hope it's a single car spin and nobody else gets caught up in it or something. But I think we will have at least one more.
Well, I'm looking through the field, and we still got Lee Ryerson, Scott Kolovic, Chris Hogue, and yourself in KMA. Kevin Scott Nelson still out there, but he's 2 laps down. So you still got some teammates. You guys still got a shot.
Yeah, we still got a shot, and even though I'm a lap down, I will push KMA to the front and fight for every position I can get them at the front.
Got that. Looks like you guys are about to go green. I'm going to let you go. I'll talk to you on the flip side.
Roger that.
All right. And as I put Joel Guy back up into his radio channel, we are going green. Lee Ryerson Jr. is your leader. Let's jump up front to that. Lee Ryerson Jr. on the inside, the number 9 of John Henderson on the outside, number 25, even though he was in that issue early on, sitting currently in the 2nd place. A little bit of tire rub on the inside there.
Yeah, I was seeing that blinking from back here. Yeah, I did.
Sorry about that, folks. Had to take care of a quick technical issue. Lee Ryerson out there leading with the number 23, Dan Johnston pushing on him. John Rogers in that 3rd position, wanting to go to the outside. Not a lot of help. Oh, as Lee Ryerson gets turned, saves it, don't lose it, hold on to it, hold on to it. Washes up the racetrack, saves it. We do stay green. Great job, Lee Ryerson. We can count our lucky stars on that one. Joel Guy went down pit road, not exactly sure what happened there, as we finally get a chance to look at the number 69. Oh my goodness, the number 69 running out there with a ton of damage to that front end. Gonna go ahead and switch over to Mr. Kolovic and swing that camera around to the front. Has a ton of damage to that front end. He's gonna need to get that car tucked up behind someone, and he has rear damage as well. Gonna need to try to tuck up underneath somebody. And back up here where we're starting to get wiggly squiggly as the number 9 car pulls out. That'll actually work out very well for Scott Kolovic. If he can stay behind that number 9 car, he may not be in a position to win now, but that'll at least keep him up there towards the lead and with the lead pack, so he does not go in danger of losing that lead pack, as we'll jump into blimp mode. 72, the last car in that lead pack. Then we'll jump back to the number 53 car. If I can find him here, the number 53 of Robert Wright. Robert Wright currently 2.4 seconds off of that lead. Going to probably continue to lose considerable time to the leaders as that lead pack is just walking away. You can see the time differential increasing rapidly there. I want to try to jump back and see if we can find out what happened with Joel Guy in the 91. Joel Guy now currently 2 laps down. Had to make a pit stop for some reason, not exactly sure why. As we go back to our leaders, the number 22 has found his way out front. Now just about a 7-car breakaway. Chris Hogue gonna have to push on Scott Kolovic for everything he's got with that front end damage that Scott Kolovic has. John Rogers, Lee Ryerson Jr., Dan Johnston out there pacing the field with 50 laps to go. We are halfway there. Scott Kolovic and Chris Hogue still able to hang on to that lead pack. Chris Hogue trying to push Scott Kolovic back up there. Scott Kolovic has caught the rear end of the number 72. Going to be a dogfight to the finish to try to stay with these faster guys with all that damage. He and Chris Hogue doing a great job. Lee Ryerson up to the back of the bumper of the number 22. Might have thought about ducking outside, decided not to. Not a lot of energy left in the field here. Not going to get huge runs unless you lay way back off, as the number 23 of Dan Johnston takes it to the outside. Has no help. The 224 down on the inside there. Not sure what happened with him. 23 stuck out there on that outside lane trying to make it up to the front all on his own. As you watch here, number 23 has to be careful not to try to put it into a hole that's not there. 72 coming up to the rear end of the number 23. Looks like he was going to push on him and ducked back down. Scott Kolovic and Chris Hogue falling back yet again. Just a little bit too much damage there for Scott Kolovic to keep up. Number 23 and the number 72 hooked up on the outside. Looks like they want to get a little bit racy, taking it to the outside. Number 23 closing on John Rogers, passing him slightly on the backstretch. Will not clear him, of course, but has a run to that outside with the number 72 of Ryan Kuhn pushing on the back. John Rogers got away from Lee Ryerson there. Not sure if Lee had to let up and cool off or what happened exactly, but they're hooked back up now. Dan Johnson taking the lead there, dropping down to that inside lane. Lee Ryerson washing up just slightly. Ryan Kuhn now on the outside with the help of the number 20 of Christian Cookson. Ryan Kuhn looking to get out in front of the 23. Has not cleared him yet. Lee Ryerson, unfortunately, off the pace just slightly here. Needs to be careful not to lose this pack here. If he loses this pack, his chance at a win tonight may be gone. Alrighty, for all you folks out there watching on the KMA TV, question is, how many races did Dale Earnhardt Sr. win at Daytona? How many total races did he win at Daytona? As the number 72 has cleared the 23 but does not move down, the number 20 is staying on his bumper, as we're going to come up on lap traffic and probably end up 3 wide here. The number 47 staying high. The number 72 takes it down the middle. Lee Ryerson closing back up on that inside lane. Joel Guy, the next one. He will keep it up against the wall. Probably duck down here momentarily and try to catch on to that draft. Lee Ryerson has caught that pack of cars and is now moving to the outside lane. Neither lane seems to be able to make a big difference here. Ryan Kuhn, your current leader. Dan Johnson second as they swap back and forth. John Rogers third. Christian Cookson fourth. Lee Ryerson fifth. Unfortunately, Scott Kolovic has fallen 8 seconds back, along with Chris Hogue, also 8 seconds back. Robert Wright, 12 seconds back. Dustin Ward, 12.4. John Henderson, 22.4. Joel Guy, 3 laps down. Larry Mullenix, 8 laps down. And Kevin Scott Nelson, not showing at this time. May have taken it to the hauler, not sure. Things changing up front. The number 23 now out in front. Dan Johnson out in front of John Rogers. The number 20 now behind the 22. Lee Ryerson making a move to the outside. Ryan Kuhn deciding not to go with him. Joel Guy not very far off this pack. Lee Ryerson, Ryan Kuhn were working together there a couple laps ago and not working together right now. Lee Ryerson trying to do it all on his own on that outside lane, trying to break the draft there. He probably needed to come down and side draft, as Joel Guy, like a rocket ship, has closed the gap and is now back in this. And when I say back in this, he would be basically back in it, able to help someone win the race. Now, my money is that Joel Guy is going to probably stick with Lee Ryerson. Lee Ryerson, the only KMA driver out there currently in the top 5. Joel Guy would be able to push Lee Ryerson maybe later on down the road. We are coming to complete lap 60 of 100. Lee Ryerson getting John Rogers up there to the front, getting stuck on that outside lane. Might see Lee Ryerson drop to the tail of the pack here, duck in behind Joel Guy. He needs to be careful here not to lose the pack. John Rogers still out in front. Dan Johnston second. Christian Cook third. Ryan Kuhn fourth. Lee Ryerson Jr. fifth. Joel Guy is currently the 5th car in line, but he unfortunately is 3 laps down. Robert Wright, Dustin Ward, Scott Kolovic, and Chris Hogue all 14 seconds off the pace, while John Henderson and the number 9 running 35 seconds off the pace. Kind of lost track of when the last caution was. Checking out that KMA TV chat. Becky Whitmer, ding ding, ding ding. 34 is the correct answer. Thought maybe I'd get you on a technicality there, but you were smarter than that, so. I'll have to come up with a harder one. Becky Whitmer picking the number 22 to win tonight's race for a chance at a t-shirt. We are coming up on that lap 65, so anybody that is out there listening, watching, you want a chance at a KMA TV t-shirt, get your pick in within the next 3 laps and possibly get yourself a t-shirt if your driver wins the race. Unfortunately, not a lot of action going on. Too many cars have been taken out of this race, but we still have a good race going on with the top 5. No winner yet. Number 9 car going a lap down. John Henderson will have to try to grab on to the back. I don't think I've given any t-shirts away yet, Becky. I have given away stickers and hats and one other surprise item that you are getting, but it was not a t-shirt, so not a t-shirt yet. Gary Whitmer picking the number 23 to win the race. So 22 and 23 are out there with a chance to win this race. Joel Guy and Lee Ryerson Jr. at the back of this 6-car pack. Joel Guy, as said before, is laps down, but during that last caution we talked to him and he said he would definitely help push a teammate up when if needed. Just 35 laps to go. We've had 17 lead changes. We can bring that summary up. John Rogers, your current leader, 65, just about to be 66 laps complete of 117 lead changes. We've had 4 cautions for 13 laps. Unfortunately, those cautions have taken many of the drivers out. We started the field with 24 cars and we are down to just 13 cars with 9 cars on the lead lap. John Rogers still out there pacing the field, about to come up on lap traffic of the number 47 car. That will put the number 47 of Larry Mullenix down another lap. Well, we just got the shirts in recently, so I don't think that I offered up a shirt on a trivia question. I offered it up on picking the race winner. And then the other time I offered up a hat. And you were so far you're the only one to pick a race winner. So you got a hat out of that. Very unfortunate night for quite a few of these drivers tonight. The likes of Scott Kolovic and Chris Hogue, who have fallen victim to damage. They are 30 seconds off of the lead. Other fan favorites, Gary Whitmer Jr. is out of the race with damage early. The 224 of Kevin Scott Nelson, 3 laps down. Joel Guy, 3 laps down. So a couple familiar names still up there. Ryan Kuhn, Lee Ryerson Jr. They have a shot to win this race. Other than that, we're seeing some names up here tonight that we're not very accustomed to. John Rogers, of course, we're accustomed to seeing his name up here. But the 23 and the 20 of Dan Johnson and Christian Cookson, not very familiar with those two drivers. So those two drivers surviving the early cautions and possibly going to make a run at a win here as we close in on lap 70. Just 30 laps to go. The question now becomes, when do they pit and who is going to pit with who? It will be very important to have at least one car with you. Better to have 2 cars with you. Possibility we may see all these cars pit together. No one out there really running any faster than the other. John Rogers out there just leading away, has led 38 laps tonight. Expect these drivers to be on pit road very shortly. Somebody may short pit, and not exactly sure when the last caution was, to be completely honest with you. So I think they got to be coming for fuel here pretty soon, as John Rogers, they're all ducking into pit row at the same time. Are they all going to get them woed up in time? That will be the question. Did anybody get a penalty there? As we watch John Rogers, Christian Cookson, Ryan Kuhn, Dan Johnson, Lee Ryerson Jr., and Joel Guy all pit together. Lee Ryerson Jr. on his way out. 72 of Ryan Kuhn makes it out first. The 22 may have gotten a penalty that will cost him, as we see the rest of the leaders exit pit road. John Rogers still sitting there. That would indicate to me that he has gotten himself a penalty. He is off and away. Let's jump back up to Lee Ryerson Jr., who getting all kinds of sideways there. Getting it up to speed. Jump up to your leader. Going to take a moment for the leader to actually come in correctly. We are showing the number 53 currently your leader because they have not pitted yet. So that will change. as the 53 and the 27 bring it into pit row. Get it woed down in time. Guys, oh, the 53 overshooting his pit stall. Unfortunately, we're going to jump up with the 72. 72 now being shown as our leader. Chris Hogue, unfortunately, showing 1 lap down. Plenty of speed, it looks like. He is right there with the leaders. Not sure if he has pitted yet or not. Go inside the car of Ryan Kuhn. Put you in that gyro cam. Your current running order, Ryan Kuhn in first. Christian Cook in second. Dan Johnston in third. Lee Ryerson Jr. in fourth. John Rogers in fifth. Now, Dan Johnston and Lee Ryerson, unfortunately, they had fallen 4 seconds behind. They are going to need some help to catch up. John Rogers 23 seconds back. Robert Wright 30 seconds back, and Dustin Ward 44 seconds back. Once again, Chris Hogue 1 lap down. John Henderson 1 lap down. Joel Guy 4 laps down. Scott Kolovic not registering currently, may have pulled off the track. Larry Mullenix still giving her a go out there, just 10 laps down. Jump out to blimp mode and see the number 6 of Chris Hogue still kind of tagging behind the number 20. Jump back to Dan Johnston. Or Lee Staples. That is the gap. The Ryerson Jr. currently 3.4 seconds 3.4 seconds behind the leader. They are closing that gap ever so slowly. However, there is now a 4-car pack up at the front. Going to be very difficult for these two cars, as you can see, they're slowly losing time. They were at 3.4, now they're at 3.6 seconds back. So, unfortunate break for Lee Ryerson Jr. and Dan Johnson running third and fourth. They just don't have the amount of energy that front pack has now. Jump back to Joel Guy and see where Joel Guy is. See if he will be able to possibly catch and help. Don't see anyone around Joel Guy at this time. We'll have to jump back up with our leaders. Leaders are mixing it up front there. Number 27 car of Dustin Ward is 1 lap down, fighting Chris Hogue for that position in case a caution does come out. Wanting to get that lucky dog. Chris Hogue wanting to ride behind the number 72. Saw the 27 pushing on the bumper of the number 6. Don't think Chris Hogue wants to pull out just yet. 27 is going to pull to the outside once again. Can't get it done by himself. Going to pull back down. Lee Ryerson Jr., Dan Johnston now 4.3 seconds back. Christian Cook out there in front leading the way with just 19 laps to go. Ryan Kuhn sitting second. Has a little bit of help with either Chris Hogue or the number 27 of Dustin Ward behind them. This could turn out to be quite the battle, as unfortunately Dan Johnston and Lee Ryerson Jr. have now fallen some 5 seconds back. Seem to be having some slight technical difficulties again. Got them fixed. Got our camera angles correct. As the number 20 continues to lead, number 72 of Ryan Kuhn sitting in second. The number 27 still trying to get his lap back the hard way. '27 dipping to the outside. Decides that it's not going to work. Comes back down. Drop back to our second pack of cars. We've got the number 23 of Dan Johnston and Lee Ryerson Jr. They are currently 6.4 seconds back. Then we jump back to the third pack. You've got John Rogers with the lap traffic of John Henderson and the number 53 car. They all sit 47 seconds behind the leader. I'm sorry, 41.2 seconds behind the leader. Chris Hogue looks like he is starting to lose that pack just a little bit. Christian Cook out there showing the way. Ryan Kuhn tucked up right underneath the number 20. Just staying with him. Not really running it too hard. Number 27 seems to be pushing on the number 72. Not sure exactly why. In draft racing, folks, the front two cars are usually the cars that are doing the pushing. 72, if he wants to go faster, he'll push on the number 20. Being that the number 20 and the number 72 are the only two cars in it at this point. 72 is not going to push the issue, doesn't want to push the issue and cause a chance at a wreck. At least that would be my thought process. And the 27 seems to want to go a little more than he probably should. This time he's backing it off. Looks like they're going to be coming up on lap traffic. They have now all but caught Joel Guy. Now this could change the complexion of the race. Number 20, 72, and 27 take it to the outside. Joel Guy staying down on that yellow line for those leaders. Number 53, the number 9, and the number 22 of John Rogers. Now, they have caught this field, or they have caught this pack, but I expect you'll see some things changing here now. Going to be a little more energy in this pack of cars, and this is going to change who has a chance to win this race. Just 12 laps to go. So effectively we now have 4 cars on the lead lap. Christian Cookson, Ryan Kuhn, Dan Johnson. And while I'm saying this, I could probably just bring up the running order. Dan Johnson, Lee Ryerson Jr., both of those 11 seconds off the lead. Then from there on back, it's 1 lap down all the way from Dustin Ward, Robin Wright, Chris Hogue, and John Henderson. Excuse me, Chris Hogue and John Henderson are 2 laps down. Then you have Joel Guy in 10th, 4 laps down. Joel Guy in a position here to possibly help out a teammate if there's a teammate to help out, but unfortunately not seeing any teammates for Joel Guy to give assistance to, as we have a bit of contact there. Not sure if that's gonna bring out a caution flag or not. Try to jump back to the 27 car. As the 27 gets it going. Caution has come out. We will go ahead and take a look at that replay real quick with just 9 laps to go. This is already in progress, folks, so let's go ahead and back it up a little bit further and see if we can decipher what happened here. Alrighty, looks like we're in a pretty decent position. We'll go ahead and go to the chopper view for this one. As the 9 gets wiggly squiggly, not sure exactly what would have caused him to get so squiggly there. Possibly incorrect wheel setting, something to that effect. Slow it down just a little bit. He comes up, gets into the side of the 27. The 9 and the 27 go for a ride. That will bring out a caution here on lap 91, coming to lap 92. as we check in with our leader. That is going to put someone on the lead lap. Now, I'm not exactly sure. Could have been Robert Wright or Chris Hogue in that lucky dog position. Actually, I do believe it was John Rogers, and he has already gotten that lap back. So John Rogers getting his lap back with 8 laps to go. Will probably be going green with 5 to 6 to go. So race far from over yet. Should be quite interesting. Let's go ahead and get in a chat with one of our newer drivers tonight. Not someone I'm completely familiar with. John Henderson, this is Ron Klein up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4.
Well, sir, how are you doing tonight?
You know what? For my first iRacing race, it's pretty awesome.
As we see, you are currently sitting on pit road there. We saw a little bit of wiggle and wobble there. Doing a pretty good job there tonight. You were sitting just 1 lap down. Talk to me about your night.
Well, I tell you what, I got a really fast car, but earlier I was running up front, but I got caused some of them accidents, got a little damaged, lost the draft. But I was just trying to push it too hard there at the end, trying to stay with the pack and trying to push, and I just pushed the car up and lost control of it.
We'll copy that. I hope you let the rest of the drivers know that you had issues. I know they appreciate that. We do that here at KMA, and nice to have you out here tonight. I'm glad I got a chance to talk with you. Sorry I got to talk with you under the circumstances that we were in, but hadn't gotten to talk to just about everybody, and you were one of the last guys remaining, so I wanted to get in a quick chat with you.
Yeah, 10-4. I'll be here next week. I'm liking this racing.
Copy that, sir. Don't forget about Wednesday nights as well. We'll be running open room on Wednesday night starting next week. If you like short track racing, come on out next week. Wednesday night, same time.
I'll be there.
Alrighty, good. Best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Alrighty, John Henderson, unfortunately, was one of the cars that got caught up in that accident, and a name that I'm not extremely familiar with at this moment. But like I said, we get new drivers in and out of here on these Thursday nights, and next Wednesday night we're going to be doing our summer short track series. Will continue. I do believe we're going to be at Bristol, folks. I can't remember for sure, but going to be at Bristol in the modifieds, and we are going to be running an open room, so you can expect a pretty large field of cars, and should be a good time. So currently we have Christian Cook, our leader, Ryan Kuhn in second place, Dan Johnson third, Lee Ryerson fourth, John Rogers fifth. As I said before, I do believe John Rogers was our lucky dog. So John Rogers will be starting 5th. Field looking like it's lining up for last bit. Let's grab Ryan Kuhn real quick. Ryan Kuhn, this is Ron Klein up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, looks like you guys are going to be coming to the green flag with about 5 laps to go. You got anything for that number 20 car?
Oh, yeah, we were just riding around there, and I told him 3 to go, every man for himself, and then the caution came out. I was like, ah. So, really, right now it's going to be every man for himself, 5 to go. So we're going to see how this turns out. Nobody's helping anybody, or someone will give someone a push to the lead, and then they'll get them back. So, we'll see how that works.
Copy that. Well, I wish you the best of luck. Wanted to give you a quick shout out. You're, the field has gotten so small, and you've been running up there, being real patient. Wish you the best, and hope to talk to you here soon.
Thank you.
All right, Ryan Kuhn out there in that second row, and he is somewhat right, but he might be in for a little bit of a surprise. Lee Ryerson Jr. out there on the outside lane behind Ryan Kuhn. And behind him, Joel Guy. So there are teammates out there. Not really going to be every man for himself. Will be interesting to watch as John Rogers got his lap back, but will be starting from the back of the field. Now, it is a small field, so he will have that opportunity more than likely to get up there and try to challenge. But with limited laps, green flag is out already. The number 20 tries to get away. The number 72 ducks down to that inside lane. Lee Ryerson Jr. ducking down under the 23. The field not getting a great start. The number 27 coming up like a rocket. Hopefully this will not cause issue, as John Rogers is caught in the middle. 3 wide in the back there as you see it towards the back. Whoo, we stay green and no caution. Lee Ryerson Jr., that 4th car in line, really needing some help. Deciding that he's going to try to take it to the outside by himself. The 23 now coming up. Lee Ryerson getting to the back bumper of the 23. They may have something for these front two if they stay in that outside lane, stay hooked up. We've got 5 laps to go, coming to 4 laps to go. Number 20 keeping it down on that inside lane, not going to give that inside lane up. Meanwhile, the number 23 of Dan Johnston and the 125 of Lee Ryerson Jr. Trying to get the bumpers hooked up and get going. Not wanting to push it too early here. Don't want to get the car overly warm and blow it up and not have a chance to do something here. Chris Hogue and John Rogers are getting hooked up here. Chris Hogue is a lap down. John Rogers not a lap down currently. Trying to will his way to this front pack as they scoot away with just 3 laps to go. They will have to get there in a hurry. Chris Hogue getting to the back bumper of the number 53 of Robert Wright. That is going nowhere. John Rogers trying to stay hooked up to Chris Hogue. Chris Hogue moving around just a little bit, trying to find some speed. As we jump back up front, the number 20 of Christian Cook still leading. The number 23 of Dan Johnson on that outside. Ryan Kuhn on the inside. Lee Ryerson Jr. back on that outside lane. We watch our leaders, the number 20 and the number 23, and they leave the inside lane completely there to hang out and dry. Wow. The number 72 not staying with the 20, leaves him out there. 72 going up and pushing on the 125 of Lee Ryerson Jr. They better get this move done quickly, as the 20 catches back up to the rear bumper of the 23, ducks to the outside. We are on the last lap, folks. The 125 is going to have to pull some sort of blocking move to prevent the number 72 of getting around. Right now, the 125 doing a great job. He's got to pick his lane very carefully. Got to go down low and block the low lane here. Stay on the low lane. He's got a shot to win this. Joel Guy coming hard with John Rogers. John Rogers wants to go to the outside. Joel Guy nowhere to go. Lee Ryerson Jr. making it to the line first. Lee Ryerson Jr. taking the win, followed by the number 23, it looks like, of Dan Johnston. Give it just a minute here and we will figure out exactly who finished in 3rd place. Wow, what a finish, folks. That was very tight racing right there at the end. We're going to track back one lap with Lee Ryerson Jr. Just so I can verify the official results. Got the 125, the 23, and the 20. That is the official finishing order.
Oh, I made it 3 to the bottom. If I would have lifted right there and tucked in behind him, I had a shot.
Sorry about that, folks. Give me 1 second. Hopefully,
It was signed by KMA. I don't know.
all right, Mr.
Oh,
Cookson, this is Ron Klein up in the booth. You got a copy.
yep, 10-4.
So I have you coming home tonight in third place. Is that correct?
Yep.
Something got screwed up here. Not exactly sure why my results aren't showing, but I went back and watched the replay to verify. Showing you coming home in third place. Kind of a crazy finish there. Talk to me about your night and talk to me about that finish.
Well, I didn't queue, so I started around like 16th, and game plan was kind of just to ride around. I was in the back there. Got involved in the first wreck. Car wasn't that bad. Got involved in, or missed second wreck. Got involved in the third one. Car was destroyed. Got a fast pair. Towards around lap 50, got to the front. Me and Cume pretty much led the thing. Had a caution with like 10 to go. It was gonna be a 1-2 for me and him. We got good restarts. The 125 and the 23 drove around us. We were planning to make it 3 wide or go to the top on the final lap, but then he got like turned and hit the wall and then brought her home P3.
We'll copy that. Congratulations on a top 3. I don't have your. Usually we park the cars out here on the start-finish line and do the interviews.
All right.
Congratulations. If I see you, hope to see you again. We'll be running Wednesday nights next week, open room Wednesday night short track series, and here Thursday night again. Hope to see you again. Congratulations on a third place finish.
Thank you.
All right. Christian Cookson bringing it home third. Unfortunately, cannot bring up our number 2 finisher. Not available for radio communication tonight. Anyways, we do have the winner, Lee Ryerson Jr. Talk to me, Lee Ryerson Jr.
Oh man, that was great. That was a great race. I got a little bit of a damage in the beginning. Stayed up with the pack, and then got involved in the other wreck, which I had to do the fast repair and stayed back. And I got to thank Joel for giving me that little bump at the end to get past everybody. And what a pitch strategy, because I just ran out of gas doing my burnout.
So Joel Guy was helping you out right there at the end?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to drag him up in here too, since we were unable to talk to the second place finishing guy. But talk to me about. I have you starting 39th. Now, obviously, we know that there was a lot of cars that didn't actually start, but so you started at the rear of the field and worked your way methodically through and brought it home in first position. So congratulations on that. Joel Guy brought you up here because Lee Ryerson was saying you helped him right there at the end, and wanted him to give a chance to speak to you about it live on broadcast.
Well, I appreciate him bringing me up, but it's all team. It's all a team deal. KMA is KMA, and if I can help push a KMA driver to the win, I'm going to do it whether I'm laps down or not.
Well, it's very interesting because right before we went back to the green flag for the last time, I was speaking with Ryan Kuhn, and he said, well, you know, nobody has any partners or any teammates out here. It's going to be a free-for-all, every man for himself. As soon as I put him back in his radio channel, I said, well, that's kind of interesting because I see Lee Ryerson Jr. on the outside with Joel Guy right behind him. Now, you didn't get the best restart, but Lee Ryerson was able to hang with those guys, kind of play around with them, feel them out, started making moves, got to the right place at the right time, and then just out of nowhere, you come up there and finish it off for him. So that's the reason why I brought you up here. I completely understand KMA's philosophy. I want the fans to understand KMA's philosophy and what a great teammate does. You know, even though you finished 4 laps down, you came up there and helped the teammate win the race. So big shout out to you, Joel Guy, and I'll let Lee Ryerson talk to you now.
Okay.
Yeah, and like Joel said, it's KMA. We work together, but it's not only us. We love to have good, clean, fun races. So it doesn't matter if we got somebody else up there, and if we can help anybody to get a win, as long as it's a good, clean race, we're game and down to help anybody, get the win and have a good time and enjoy the win.
Copy
And
that.
once again, thank you for all the sponsors that we got out there. Blaze Pizza, Pro Automotive, we got GW Graphics and Pad and all the guys out there, all our fans that come out and watch us and everything else. So it's good for them too. So we got to thank them because if it wasn't for all those people, we wouldn't have as much fun as we do.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more, and we thank our sponsors each and every night here on KMA TV. Big congratulations to you on another win. Anybody you'd like to give a shout out before I turn this thing down?
Sure, my wife and hopefully maybe my daughter's watching, and but most likely my wife for letting me do this and having my own little man cave and everybody else that puts us on and pays for it and sponsors us and Scott and just everybody.
Alrighty, copy that. Well, congratulations, sir, and hope to see you tomorrow night.
You got it, bud. Thanks, and thank you to everybody.
All right, folks, there you have it. Lee Ryerson Jr. taking home the win here at Daytona International Speedway, doing a great job in the closing laps to take the win. As we look at our results, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming out tonight, watching, racing with us. Hope to see you guys tomorrow night at oh boy, I forgot where we're racing. Charlotte. We'll be back at Charlotte in the Cup cars, and don't forget to come out and hang out with us next week on Wednesday and Thursday night again next week. We'll be broadcasting Monday through Friday. Once again, thanks for coming out, and till next time, I'm Ronald Klein on behalf of RTK Motorsports. This is KMA TV for KMA Racing. Have a great night. See you next time.
all night. Starting to calm down with the morning light. I'm in the